Good morning, everybody. This is Minnie back. How are you guys doing today? It's been a couple weeks since I've been able to sit down and work this one out. But let's get back on the Sunny. Last time we got on the Sunny, we was working on detailing the motor a little bit. You know, this is about where we got, did a little bit of inlay. Where's the top part? Then we got this inlay down on here. And I think what I need to do is get the motor actually built and then start doing some redirecting on the inside. Like I said, this build here, guys, I want to mainly do it with you guys live, so it's it's been taking a minute or two, hasn't it, guys? So let's get this out. Alright. Today let's work on, I think I want to see what room do I have through here. And I think I want to so I reckon this right here is going to be some exhaust. We're going to have to build the exhaust too. We're at a different angle now. A few viewers and a good viewer I talked to, John, he had mentioned that it'd be nice to, have a better view of what I was working on. I seemed to do a lot of work off camera, but it was just the way the camera was set. Let me get this stuff here out of the way. That's the other motor. Alright, think what I want to do is to see what and where do I have. So far we got all this going on. And I'm thinking I want hope you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, you guys can go over to skilledworld.net, check out some other builds, some new features. Pedro Morales over there at Skilled World is always looking for content and adding content over there at Skilled World, so go check that out. Don't forget, this is a C1 build that we're doing for Scale World, and check that out. Got a real neat project I haven't really talked much about, but it's coming soon. We got a bunch of stuff. We got a new C1 kit and a charger. The Challenger, and we got a real good project coming up very soon. Oops. And then this right here would be our fan belt and everything set up. So let me see how we got this. Be more like. Right there, screwy as hell, fellas. I think it goes like this with the alternator down, low. So let's we already got that sanded down. Got me a good spot of tea in this morning. Guys, I want to introduce you guys to a new vendor out there. His name's David Terlo. He's from Florence, Italy. And he owns, you can go order his stuff off of Etsy. It's a place that Gilbert Red Dragon Model Works had mentioned about a shield. He had just built a Warhammer figure type thing, and he was talking about a shield he got off of Etsy. David over there at Gemini Models offers some stuff through Etsy that you guys can order. And again, you have to understand US build, US guys. It's going to be in the Italy currency. Just go to Google and do the transfer, do the transfer pay, and that way you know what you're spending. But as of right now, you can also find him on Facebook, Gemini Models. He has a huge line of stuff for 1/43rd scale. And guys, I'm talking about detailing a 1/43rd scale to the T's, guys. I mean, photo etch stuff for windshield wipers, grills, custom lights you can put into them instead of looking like the plastic stuff that comes with the 1/43rd die cast, or even for your 1/43rd scale resin model stuff. Tow hooks, windshield wipers, interior detail, mirrors. This guy is just offering all kinds of great stuff. And he's going to venture out into 1/24 scale. I've been talking to him the past couple weeks, but his store is now up and running on Etsy, and he has his Facebook page going. Some really great looking parts for 1/43rd scale, guys. So go over there and check out Gemini Model Cars. And like I said, it's basically the first line that he has out is for 1/43rd scale. He's got a group of racing bikes. Oh man, they are just so detailed. They look great. And we're talking about very, very, very detailed items to begin with for 1/43rd scale. And now he's getting his own line of products made up, so you can enhance those. You're going to have different subjects than American cars. It's going to be some race cars in there. It's going to be a lot of stuff from Italy and stuff like that over there. But there is some great genres that he's offering, and I told him I'd give him a shout out. Maybe one of you guys over there might be interested, and I told him with the great parts that he is offering to the collector or to the builder, that he's making it very tempting for me to scale down and build a 1/43rd just because of the detail items that he is offering. The lights are coming with already colored lenses and what have you. So it looks like a great venue. So go over there and give David a look, and like the Gemini Model Cars. Seems like a good guy with some great stuff to offer. And don't forget, you can purchase this stuff over on Etsy. Hello, Charlie. How's the sub going, bud? You got Mooger. Thank you guys all for joining in. Saltwater, I hope you're recovering well. If you guys don't know, he had some health issues a few months ago, and he's coming back. So let's all keep him support and keep him coming back. Keep him in your prayers and thoughts. Hey, what's up, Junkie? Hey, I got your message. I was just with the kids home yesterday. I didn't get a chance to give you a holler, buddy. Guys, what's funny is you guys see Styrene Junkie there. I met Styrene Junkie through YouTube, and then friended him on Facebook, and we just conversate back and forth, for a little bit. And then he proceeds to tell me that he's a truck driver, and I proceed to tell him that I run a shipping dock. So, you know, it's a small world the way some of the community guys pretty much do the same thing. You know, not only do we build models together, but we also kind of work in the same workforce. Some of us. Yeah, I didn't so much, Charlie. I didn't so much do just a straight plain video. I think I did my comment reply in within a video, so maybe I might have to sit down and redo it. Yeah, but you know, I've been watching that, seeing all you guys. Rambler69 posted his up, and I had pictured Tom saying that he got into it by being a perfectionist. Because if you guys ever see the way Tom builds, man, he's got great builds. I'm a big fan of his little runabout truck that he did from Revell. I think it was Revell. Man, it was just so sick, and I really liked it. It's like a state truck. Yeah, Tom is great. Hey, what's up, Jay? If you guys don't know, Jay's little girl has her own channel too, and she posted a video up um, of playing with toys gone wrong. It's great to see the kids into the two. All right. So I think what I want to do first is paint this belt. I need to get my room. I need to find my distance between here and here. What is this? Okay, yeah. I think I got a lot of stuff in here. It's amazing when you open up a drawer, be like, whoa, what is this? I forgot I had this stuff. Okay, where am I going? Where am I headed for? Paint stick. There you go. I was just reading Skylar's. I'm just reading Skylar's post. Hello, Joe. Guy right there is Joe Thompson. If you guys don't know, he just started his monster truck build, but he's left it in a range of to make this. In my views, he's opened it up now. It went from a monster truck build, guys. He's opened the range up to where I would call it an arena, how do I want to say it? Like an arena event vehicle. Because, like, you know, you'd go to your fairgrounds, and inside the arena area, they'd have demolition derby. They have the monster trucks. They would have your tractor pulls, whichever would be. Tractor pulls are very exciting because they have 2-wheel drive, they have 4-wheel drive, they have all-wheel drive. if you guys don't know the difference, some of them are locked. Four-wheel drive gets like a limited slip, like one is working when the other one's not working, you know, the way that works. And then you have the two-wheel drive, and then they have, Joe said we can do a mud runner, as where they race the mud pit. So it's basically like a tractor pull vehicle, but without the weights. You know, you try to get through the mud pit as quick as you can. And then an arena truck. Now, what an arena truck is not so much off-road or a desert type of truck. Or an arena truck is basically, I mean, tough truck. That's what I'm trying to say, tough truck. Arena truck is the ones with all the great suspensions and all that. But a tough truck is like you pulled your 86 Bronco out and you go through a course of jumps and whatnot, you know what I mean? You could beef it up or whatever, but that's just what a tough truck is. So Joe's kind of opened it wide up. Think it's something you guys should get into. I have a whole lot of stuff on my plate right now, and I don't know if I can support Joe in this one, but maybe you guys can. And it looks like a neat build off. I've never seen a build off, a group build like that in the community. So great inspiration, Joe. Hope you didn't work too hard at the bar last night, bud. But maybe that's something, you know, something you guys can venture into to get a break from your regular monotony. It seems like a cool build, and it leaves you open to where you can do something fancy, or you can do a beat up vehicle. You know what I mean? But get in there and check that out. Yeah, tough trucks, yeah. You know what, Charlie? Speaking of military drivetrains, I would love to build that truck. They had made a pivot truck, guys. The frame, you know, instead of the suspension moving like when you go across the rocks, they have a military unit vehicle that it is pivoted in the frame, so the whole frame and cab would turn different than each other to climb over the rocks. This thing is such a cool looking thing that it would go, you know, it twisted and turned and it did all kinds of crazy shit, man. It was just, it's a super awesome. But I don't know if it was a Dodge or if it's a Jeep. Yeah, Joe, I'm just sitting here at the bench, but I have a bad infection over here in my arm. I don't know if I got bit by a spider or sumac or something like that. And so I'm dealing with that. I'll be home all day. Just doing this a little bit before my kids wake up. I hadn't been able to get down here and play for a while. I was telling Pete from Skilled World that this right here has been a very bad challenge. I'm not saying bad, but a very challenging build, because I promised you guys I would do it all online, and you know, I start getting ideas and I want to come down here and play, but I have to wait till I can get online with you guys. Okay, while that belt's drying, let's go over here. I'm gonna leave that down there. Yeah, you be careful out there and stay cool. Like, now, Ron, what coast are you running up and down? For some reason, I want to say the West Coast, Washington, Oregon. But am I wrong? Are you over on the Portland side? I know you're over there on the coast. I just can't remember. Yeah, there you go. Oh, so you get to run the Canadian border. There you go. I knew you was up on a border. On the coast, I thought. Keep them maple sucker son of a guns. That was a stab at Jan Hare, if you guys didn't know. Jan Hare and Andrew, or they Drew the Unapologetic Modeler. They run a show on Thursday nights, guys, if you have a chance to catch it. But it's over on Facebook. Great group of guys. Jan is a comedian and a modeler. He's not as funny looking as me, but pretty good guy. Without starting any... Oh, look, I just got a message. Happy birthday, Van, if you catch this. Van Lee, the birthday's today. I just got notified. But, you know, I know, not without starting anything, guys, I know there's different attitudes in this hobby. We can't change that. But there is a great group of guys here, and it's great to take it beyond just looking at each other's videos and building friendship. So I hope you guys take the time to make your own decisions and decide for yourself who is who and what is what, you know what I mean? I was going to try to build a quill pack, but I don't think this is going to be big enough. Put that up. Nice. Yeah, you caught a bunch of shit over it, Joe. I mean, that's not right either, you know what I mean? Alright, guys, what I got here is a piece of 30. What I got here is a piece of 30 with a piece of 15 glued to the top of it. I'm going to try to make coil pack and put up here 3 little coil packs to put up there. That's what I'm missing. I'm missing my spectacles. I'm like, man, this looks so hard. If you guys can't see, I made 3 already. I made 3 of them already. Oop, you guys typing way too fast. Yeah. Okay, got all. Okay, I got the 6 I need. All right. Put that back. As always, guys, I'm using the UMP sanding sticks as we go through this build. Get back up here on camera. If you guys don't know, Van Lee has been in and out of the hospital lately too. If you guys hadn't followed up with him in a while. And then Rusted Nuts, our boy Chris Chapman, he's had, this right here seems to be a bad year for some of us in the community. He's been in and out of the hospital too. But he was lucky enough, he got a chance that him and his wife has been, they were doing a few concerts this summer, and man, he's seen some good bands this year, guys. I don't think he's went and seen Little Joe, but he is he's seen some good bands. Come on, Joe. You got some string power, buddy. You got some string power. If you guys don't know, Little Joe is a guitarist. He works at the bar, but sometimes sometimes he plays at the bar too. Joe, how long you been into guitar stuff too? All his life, really. You know. "20 years." Shit, Skylar himself's just now 20 years old. Just a baby pup. You imagine 20 years ago, Joe, I was 22. Hello, Terry. If you guys ain't subbed to Mr. Black, go over there and sub Terry Blackberry. He's always building something interesting. Don't you guys hate it when you have a brush you know you'll enjoy to use and you can't place it? All I'm doing, guys, is redoing this. Jody, what's your doctorate in? I forgot. I got that down. What the freak? What did I do with all my coils? Guys, I just chopped up all them coils. Now I lost them. Darn it. Okay, yeah. Now I remember, bud. Here's 1, 2. What the H? Well, I'll be a uncle's uncle. Get my stack back out. Okay, now I'll get my motor detail box. Skylar, have a good day at work, bud. put the speed drill to it, guys. Get that stuff done and in a hurry. Now I'll go back in there and clean it out. Basically what I'm doing is going to run the coil packs and the plugs together. No, Joe, on one of my Tech Thursdays, I showed him how there's a thing called form card. And what I did is it's a piece of plastic and you heat it up and then you can shape it, Joe, and you can make your little drills handheld. And then all I did is number them, Joe. I made me a little cheat sheet out of a piece of styrene with my holes in it, so that way, you know, if I wanted the large solder, or if I was going to go with a braided belt, which is from ProTech, it'd be number 24. I knew I can just go get the drill, and I knew which hole it would go in. And basically, it's just a piece of plastic. And then what I did is I taped around it number 7, and that way it would show right here that number 7 would be for my focus, you dumb thing. The number 7 would be for my small solder and my braided hose, number 24. And like I said, guys, these are all the sizes that you can get from Lisa over there at Extreme. And then, you know, so I just made me cheat sheet. And this right here for, you know, I can use my hand, and I know exactly where to go, Joe. I made a whole set of them right there. And this is my motor detail box, by the way. And before Pappy says anything, or anybody else, I caught the damn thing. I caught the damn thing on fire one day when we was doing the tutorial on it. Now, guys, different aspects of the hobby, different builders of the hobby, what me and Joe was talking about. When it comes to some of my detailing stuff, Joe saw that, this right here several years ago. Joe saw that I was wrapping some of my wire together like this. When I was in the car show circuit, we would wire loom our wires, you know, to keep our engine compartments clean and whatnot. But, you know, getting different views and ideas from different modelers, Joe had mentioned the comment that this looks, once you bind your wires like this, it looks out of scale, and Joe proceeded to express his feelings, how he likes to individually lay the wires out. It looks more realistic to Joe, and it fits the part better for the look Joe was at. And you guys can see that in the group builds that he's done with CT and with Fast Jimmy. We all have different ideas. So it's great to see someone else's technique, because we can come in here and we can tell you guys, this is how I do it, or this is the way I would do it, or this is the way you should do it. But then some builders never reveal how they build and what they do. And you know, I can take criticism, I can take teaching. And some other modelers in the hobby, they don't. They see it as somebody bashing them. But, you know, that's just the difference between me and Joe building. We all have our different styles and different takes. But Joe did have a good, he does have a good point about this right here. Now, this right here may work if you're running... this right here may work if you're running your alternator, you know what I mean, and you're just going to do a small bit of it. But like if you're going to wire the whole engine compartment, if you did a bunch of wires like this, then yes, it will look big and way over scale. And then the way Joe does it on his firewalls and whatnot, it's more appealing. It looks like, you have a wire going to the washer motor. You looks like you have a return wire, you know, for your relays and stuff like that. So, you know, just take in what we share on of the hobby, throughout the hobby, and take your own point on it too. What we're doing, we're giving you guys a direction. And you guys, you know, we just want to send you guys in the right direction, to get better detailing instead of just throwing, you know, here it is. We got, what do we have? We have about, after all the parts and stuff we got to this, well, hell, my Challenger kit coming up. Me and Pete over at Scale World was just talking, this project coming up here, right here. We got, you guys wouldn't believe it, but we got $200 into this, before we ever even paint it, you know, or detail it up or anything. This is just with aftermarket parts we're getting into. So, you know, don't just take a kit that you're spending 30 bucks on and build it in 15-20 minutes. Make it a piece of art. Sit down and detail. And that's all that I'm trying to do. I know that's all that Little Joe is trying to do. And then we got so many vast people through the hobby that have so many tips and techniques and what have you. And yeah, that's true. Joe, I know it never go away. It's because it's always gonna be affordable. I enjoy talking too, guys, if you haven't noticed. And I don't get shit done if I just sit around talking. But I enjoy spending time with you guys. I know a lot of you guys get to build at night, but at night, I try to focus my night with my wife and, you know, keep that love thriving and alive. Happy to say that, you know, we've been together 17 years. Um, so, you know, I focus a lot of, I'm going to say, you know, we get distracted and we get frustrated. So sometimes I don't spend the time with her that she would want, but in the same sense, sometimes she don't spend the time with me that I would want. But I try to keep my hobby during the day. And what's really bad right now is summertime. The kids are home from school, so I have to focus on them. And then I want to come down here and work, but I have to get me a new wipe rag, guys. I staple my my clean off rag to the bench. That way I always have it for when I'm painting. Hope you guys enjoyed Chip's 48-hour build. I seen a lot of cool stuff come out this weekend. You guys made me jealous. I couldn't get down and build. I had to work. And don't forget tomorrow, guys, for your Tech Thursday, I'm going to do, we're going to do a little rust tutorial. I'm going to show you how to make holes from the back side, then just a few stages of painting. Nothing here, nothing exciting, but just, I wanted to do it to give you guys some kind of inclination of what. That's not a knife. This is a knife. Get in there. You guys, I'm trying to stay in camera view. It's one of the hardest things about doing this live stuff is I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing. Got some fat fingers, man. Yes, be careful out there, Ron. My marriage is still in the honeymoon stage compared to yours, Jody. Oh. Bill, you're lucky enough you get to see the finished product in person most of the time. If I don't sell it prior to. Guys, I get to hook up with Bobblehead Scale Rod once a year. We do a contest together, and he went to the contest floor. I showed him what I was building, and about 3 hours later, he comes back by and he's like, "You know, your model's missing off the table." I was like, "Yeah, I sold it." Oh, sometimes you don't even get to see it; it's already sold. Yeah, that's true. That's true right there, Jody. Alright, Jody, be careful, bud. Pick us up some licorice while you're there. I've been craving licorice. Not that black stuff they call licorice. That stuff belongs in jelly beans, not in licorice. There's only so much of that black licorice flavor I could take. Hey, what's up, brother? Oh. Third gear, stop busting my chops. Oops. I got to watch Chips. God dang it, them things keep going everywhere. I was talking with Chip this weekend during his 48-hour live build, and somebody had made a comment that Gothic House of Customs hasn't been doing too well. He's been in the hospital, so Gothic, if you get a chance to see this, hope you're getting better, bud. I know Gothic has some really bad breathing issues, guys. So let's keep him in your thoughts. Make sure he's doing okay. Like that time of year, I know the heat messes with Clutch over there at Lucifer's, and I know Clutch has had to take a break for a while, guys, because when the heat starts building up, it's really bad for him. So I know that's where he's been, just taking it easy. Alright, now that we got these little suckers made. Come on, don't do this to me. Any of you guys got the new Revell Suburban yet? The 66? My closest hobby shop is like 40 miles from where I'm at. We lost all our mom and pops. So I'm waiting for the Hobby Lobby to get it, but I hadn't seen it yet. And that's one thing I don't like about Hobby Lobby. There's the coils, guys. And then I'll wait for the glue to dry. And I'll go in there and touch up the gray, and then I'll paint the coil. Come on, focus. And then I'll paint the coils. Oops. Pat, I'm closer to like the Kansas City. I'm between the, like around the Kansas City area, but I'm back off into the country. I'm not really into the city. Where are you at? Right here. So right here's the coils. We'll get those together. Then let's run the exhaust. I was just checking, guys. I was just checking where this upper plenum. I forgot to check that before I made the coils, but it won't. Don't look like it'll be an issue. Right there. Oh, yeah, you're not too far. You're about 6 hours if you're up in Council Bluff. Maybe 4 hours, depending upon how I drive. Yes, Joe. This right here is a trans kit build. With this kit from C1, you get the rear fender. You'll get all the gray stuff, bud. You get this custom hood. Oh, let me get this in picture view. You get the custom hood, you get the body flares, and then the kit doesn't come with a motor, so I have to do all that, rearranging to the motor area and building all this. This is the truck that it goes on, Joe. And then what we did, we flipped the front end to a Skyline. This build here is for ScaledWorld.net. The best barbecue in my area that me and my wife will drive the 40 miles from where we live. We live outside the city. We'll drive 40 miles over to Mission, Kansas, and there's a place called Johnny's Barbecue. And it is very well worth the drive from where we're at. Now, they want to say Smokin' Joe's is, Oklahoma Joe's, I mean, is the best in Kansas, but nah. Yeah. It takes me an hour, Joe, it takes me an hour to get to work. It takes me an hour to get home from work. And then if we want to go see my mother-in-law in Kansas, my parents, they live even further away. Yeah, it's always travel. But that keeps people from being in our damn business. Oh, Joe, in Kansas and Missouri, it's all flat it's all flat country. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Speaking of that, Pat, We'd rather drive up to the Omaha, Nebraska, and go to that zoo than drive to Kansas City and do the Kansas City Zoo. Oh, Casey. Oh. I didn't think there was too many hills there in Australia, bud. Okay, I'm going to add some cam gears, guys, to the front of this motor. Should we go silver or should we go bronze? Let's see what we got here. Right there's a nice little one. Get two the same size. Get this one and this one. I'm going to put two cam gears on here. Where's my glue? See right now, guys, this is the way it looks. Then we're going to put two little cam gears in here. Get on there and stay on there, dummy. See, then I add two little cam gears on there, gives it a little bit of detail. Where's our fan belt? Oh, where'd you go? Nope, lost that one, fellers. Lost that one. Alright, now we're going to start detailing this fan belt a little bit. So... Yeah, that's what I'm using, Casey. Here's my tray of watch parts, bud. That booger's not wanting to stick. Oh, here we go. Gotta get the toothpicks out. Just trying to add a little bit of pulley detail. You guys need to see, speaking of Jay, is Jay in here? Yeah, Jason's in here. Guys, you got to see. Yeah, I actually lived down the road from KCIR before they shut it down, Pat. And now yeah, they closed it, and I'll have to go by and take some pictures for you, Pat, and put them up on Facebook. They shut it down. They made that big old ruckus about shutting it down. They had these plans for the park. They're going to build a great big community park out of it and everything. And they tore everything down, and it's just a field now. It was just a way, and there's no houses. The complaint about our drag strip was that Pat mentioned. The complaint about our drag strip was that the noise, the fumes, and the traffic, because it was the only other racetrack we actually had here in our area. One's in St. Joe, which is about 75 miles. It's only an 1/8 mile. And the next one is going to be in Topeka, Kansas, which is about 65 miles from Kansas City. So from where I'm at, it's probably 140 miles. So it's probably 120 miles from where I live now. But KCIR was just right up the road. When you lived in the city, I mean, you could drive from all over, like Blue Springs, Iowa. People was coming down from Iowa and all that stuff to race at KCIR. But they made a big old complaint, and how because it's on a little bitty 2-lane road, and the road was really curvy, and they were saying the way they would line up, to get into the racetrack in the mornings was hindering traffic and all this other stuff. Yeah, but it's sad. Now it's just a field, Pat. It's just a field now. Get that. Too big. Yeah, small world, Pat. That's pretty interesting that you know my neck of the woods, bud. We used to have a lot of cruising spots too, and they've shut all those down over the years. I was telling my wife where we live now, there used to be 2 hobby shops on the main drag, and now they've long gone. Even my closest Michael's is 22 miles. Guys, just a little bit of detail I've been adding to that belt with just some of the pulleys. Yep. Yeah, that would be cool, Joe. I got the bigger pulleys. Oh shit, well that ain't gonna work. And I'm trying to find something that I can detail them with. Need something bigger. Yeah, you have a good one. Yeah, where I'm at now, Pat, where I'm at now is I'd probably be halfway, well, I'm probably halfway between you and the Ozarks. It'd probably take me 3 to 4 hours to get to, you, and probably 3.5 hours to get to the Ozarks. Now, the rest of this I'll probably have to paint detail. Oh, no. Look at this. Look at this piece. I got this piece here, guys. See this piece? I'm going to try to glue it behind the alternator and use that for an alternator bracket. Yep. Alright. Let's let this get this beauty in place. If I could figure out how it actually goes. Josh, they're just watch parts, brother. They're just watch parts I've collected. You can get them off eBay. A lot of this stuff come from Hobby Lobby too, and it took me a few weeks, but I separated it in different things for different uses. Oh, hello, Gary. If you guys haven't checked out Gary right there at Car Dreams and Styrene, go check him out. And he just a funny. This guy right here that David, he said hi, David. I'm getting all confused. Gary, go check out his channel. It's a blast to watch his channel. The way he does it. As I explained before, Gary does segments. He does a riddle. He'll tell you what he's going to show you. And then he always does a tip. He has his own tips. And what's great about Gary is he's from Austria. So he don't have the accessibility, some of the stuff that we do, guys. But his builds are still phenomenal. Go over there and check him out and give your support with him. But Josh, this right here, they're just watch detail parts, bud, that I picked up over the years. It took a long time to sort them, but it works out great for me. Now let me get. He's doing a tow truck build. You still working on the tow truck? I can't remember the last video, Gary. He's been working on the tow truck. He's been showing us a little bit every week. Let's touch up. I'm going to touch up the valve cover right here, guys. See that? Get the focus. We'll touch up the valve cover here in a minute. This is... Don't put that shit in the paint, big dum-dum. And that's what it will look like. That's what it will look like in there. Hello, Sharpie. How you been, John? You feeling all right, bud? Trying to get this thing in there just right. Thanks, Gary. I still got a lot to do, bud. Trying to get it the placement just right still yet. Just trying to move along a little bit. Got a few more minutes left on here, guys. And I kind of want to get the plug wires ran before we kill this. So let me freshen up the valve cover and then paint. Well, you know what? I'll paint the coils and then touch up the valve cover. Okay. Because once I get the coils painted, I can put the planium on for sure, and then I could start running the throttles and all that stuff. But I want to do this first. We're gonna run a flat red coils. Yeah, Casey. If you can't see, I built the coils, and then what I'll do is I'll paint them, and then the wire will lay right on this flat spot. Hello, Roger. Just need a little bit, just need a little bit, just need a little. Oh, what's up, Pappy? How's your morning started off, bud? Pretty good, I hope. That brush is shit. Let's go with this one. Like I said, for you guys just now tuning in, tomorrow's Tech Thursday. I'm gonna take a pre-painted body I have. Oh, it's torture, I tell you. I'm gonna take one of these pre-painted bodies I have, and we're gonna do some rust holes, and we're gonna do some rusting thing for tomorrow's Tech Thursday. So if you guys are interested in that, you can check me out. I'm going to try to do it early in the morning. So probably about 8 a.m. Central Time maybe. But like I said, they'll always go up. You guys can always watch them at your leisure. Am I in camera view? Yeah. You mean nailed together like hit it with a hammer? Oh, John Sharpie was building a car here a year or two ago, and it was just giving him a world of trouble, and he literally, guys, pulled out the hammer, and he said, well, it's hammer time, and he clocked it with the hammer. John is an amazing builder, guys. Also a funny man and a good friend. If you guys ain't subbed to Sharpie Models, go over there and check out John Sharpie. Guy, John Sharpie took a resin bust of Jessica Rabbit, and dude, it is just a sick build. So the coils are painted. You're far past newbie. John, you've forgotten more than some of us will ever learn. Guys, what's great about what I'm doing now is no more chemical smell with all this stuff I'm using being water-based. I would say stay away from the Testors acrylics. That's just my opinion. And spend the money for the Vallejo. It covers better. You get more, in my opinion. Don't forget the black and gray primer that I'm using today. You guys can go over to UMP. You guys can go to UMP modeling products, the Ultimate Modeling Products. Like I said, I showed you the sanders, and you can pick up their primers, and that's all this gray and black I've been using is. Okay, so I got that done. Alright. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is, Ryan. It's Stynylrez primer. It's just UMP has their own brand of it. And it's made by Badger. And it's just their own brand of it. I was just mentioning that UMP, you know, they have a lot of products that you can order straight from them. Great customer service, great friendship that I have there with the guys from UMP. And, but yeah, it's what it is. It's Stynylrez primer with the UMP label on it. I've been talking to the guys about getting the sanders and stuff from UMP, so just thought I'd mention that they also carry the primer. And you guys can see I've brushed it on, and even with it still wet, there's no paintbrush marks. You know, it's just a great primer that you can use it for hand brushing. There's a guy that Gilbert over at Red Dragon Model Works, he went to Arkenton or something like that. He went to a show just a few weeks ago, and there was a guy there with a bunch of tanks, and he did all the weathering on the tanks just with the newer primers that are out from Badger. And you can do some great detailing with just primer. Alright, let's see. I want to go red with the plug wires, guys, so let's get some red out. Yeah, let's get some red out. So I'm going to do some, give me a little bit here. Alright, get my super glue back out here. And basically, make me a little piece of wire here. Fold it over. Alright. What I found out great the other day, one of my cousins is watching my show live, and he said he really enjoys it live. He runs the Buckle over in like the St. Louis area, so he's usually really busy, and then if he's not at work or traveling for work, he is one hell of a woodsman guy. Oh man, he's built some salt shakers, some stuff like that. And you want to talk about crafty as hell with wood. But what's funny is we always been into car stuff together, playing little micro machines when we were young, and you know, he really didn't get much into the models. He was more into once he got to the age where we were surpassed our Hot Wheels and models. My cousin Matt, he got into doing roller skating and bowling, but we was always car guys. So when he started driving, my Uncle Jerry got Matt a Nova, and man, we'd hook up with each other on the weekends, and we would go cruising and shit. And then, you know, as life gets older, he moved on. He started off at the Buckle at the mall and ended up staying with that job, guys, and now he's a manager and does all kinds of stuff for the Buckle. How many of us never stayed at our first jobs, you know what I mean? But my cousin Matt, he works hard, and when he's not working hard or traveling, guys, he's been doing some wood crafting. There's the first side wired up. Now I'll do the second side. And when he's not doing that, he's doing when he's not at work or spending time with the kids, he's been doing some really neat wooding stuff. So it was great to see that he's watching. We don't get to talk much with my schedule. I work on the weekends, and he's always out and about traveling, doing what he needs to for his store and then for other stores. But I just find it amazing how he still, you know, he had a job when he was 16, and he went from, well, I guess it wasn't his first job, because his first job was a little restaurant. Like most of ours, we always start out at fast food. But when he was old enough to get a job at the mall, he went to work for the Buckle, and he's been there for years. Oh, John, I let you expose that. I didn't say that. I let you expose that. So John does build exceptionally quick, but with saying that, it's not like they're slapped together either. John puts some great detail. He knows what he needs to get done, and he gets it done and handles it, and they are great looking builds. He just did the D90 military dozer for the Israeli, or what was it, John? The Holy Land build, and that thing just came out sick. Alright guys, that's it wired when they do the coil like that. And then now, put that right in the right pane, I sure did. So now I can locate this into place. Yeah, now we can put this into place. Sweet. Where's my toothpick? Gary, what time is it there, buddy? It is 10:30 in the morning here in the U.S., my part of the U.S. We have different time zones over here. Man. What the hell are you still doing awake, Jay? Then when I'm today while I'm dealing with the kids, I'm gonna look and see where the coolant lines and stuff run. Oh. Well, if my wife read that question, we surely wouldn't be going to Australia. Can't get this thing here to sit down and dry. We'll have to do some touching up here in a little bit, guys. Yeah. See you. Be careful out there, buddy. So right there, now we got that there glued in. Now let's see. Get it set in there. Because I need it set in the place where it's going to stay, so that way I can do the radiator support and all that, and make sure that's all good. So right there's what that looks like. We'll get the radiator put in there. You'll still be able to see some of the engine detail. Yep. Perfect. Perfect. So right there would be the engine. Let me get you guys back into focus. Right there will be the engine. You'll be able to see the details. You won't really be able to see the coils, but we know it's on there. I didn't think about that. You really can't see the coil. But at least we know it's on there. Oh, are you gonna be the Ask the Modeler questions guy this week, John? So then next week we'll come back. I'll do some research. I'll do some research this week, guys. Find out where the radiator hoses and all that stuff. I'm just putting my wire back. We'll see where the wire. We'll see where the radiator goes and where the heater hoses and stuff like that goes, and we'll get all that set up, and then we need to get the hood hinged, and then we'll be on. One of the hardest things that we had to do this, because the kit didn't come with a motor, we had to build the motor, and with that being said, it took most of the time. Now that we got all that done, I can see the room where I need for my hinges, for the brake booster, and then we could just start adding in the rest, like the throttle, from the throttle bodies, and we can carry on. Yep, have a good one, Fred. And so we'll see you guys. I want you guys to hopefully take the rest of your day to get some building done. For you Australian guys, sorry there, Gary. Hope you guys get some shut-eye. It's pretty early in the morning where you guys are. And then, yeah, see, once I get the hood hinged, everything will open and shut fine. And I say all the hard work is done now. Other than, you know, doing the wiring detail. But I got that where I needed to. I needed to get it to where I could get this Palladium in shape. And that way I knew exactly where we were going with it. So now that that's handled, that's what's been on my mind mostly is the motor. Now that we got that handled, I'll be able to finish detailing it. And we should be able to move on with the build at a pretty decent pace now. Again, don't forget, go check out C1. Check out scaledworld.net. Yeah, I got my tea right here, John. And go check out C1. Go check out each other's videos if you guys have some spare time today. Enjoy the hobby. Have fun with it. Take it easy, guys.